Hey, welcome to another episode of the EVERBLACK Podcast, proudly brought to you by Blacklight Art Design and RW Promotion. I'm your host, Nev. On this episode, we are joined by Dr. John from Australian Simpsons-themed doom band Dr. Colossus, who will be hitting the road this September in support of their latest single, Route 66 and 6. And not only that, the band have also recently announced that they're going to be teaming up with US Ned Flanders heavy metal band Okilly Dokilly in early 2020 to bring a full four-fingered yellow assault across Australia, and it's going to be incredible. It was great actually getting the chance to not only talk metal on the show with John, but The Simpsons as well, as everyone knows I'm a massive fan, and we got down to the bottom of our favourite characters and episodes, and of course the impact The Simpsons have on everyone's everyday lives. And man, I can't wait to see these guys play on this tour, because they're going to be doing 2 shows in Queensland. So I'm going to definitely be heading to both of those. They're playing the Crowbar, and then in my neck of the woods on the Gold Coast at Vinnie's. And that's with our pals of Black Swamp. So shout out to the Black Swamp as well. Love your work, guys. Good to see you back in action. All right, well, the tour kicks off at the Barwon Club in Geelong on the 6th of September. Then Stay Gold in Melbourne on the 7th of September. Crowbar in Brisbane on the 20th of September. Then Vinnie's Dive Bar on the Gold Coast on the 21st of September. Frankie's Pizza in Sydney on the 5th of October. Transit Bar in Canberra on the 6th of October. South Aussie Hotel in Mount Gambier on the 18th of October, and then wrapping up Cranker in Adelaide on 19th of the 10th. Tickets are only $10, so make sure you get your tickets. Hit them up, and their merch is amazing too. Make sure you just save your dollary dues and bring them down and throw some cash at them and get some cool shirts and stuff like that. As for the Okilly Dokilly tour, that kicks off on the 11th of Feb in Brisbane, the 12th of Feb in Canberra, 13th of Feb in Newcastle, 14th of Feb in Sydney, and 15th of Feb in Melbourne. Tickets are available for that one as well over at troubadourmusic.com. But we'll have more on that tour on a future episode. I'll have all the links up on our socials and with the article as well. But before we go into the chat with Dr. John, I have to mention this episode is brought to you by Blacklight Art and Design, who are our go-to for all our screen printing needs, and they've done all our shirts and hats for EVERBLACK Media. Great guys, great turnaround, and always really helpful. www.blacklightad.com.au. The show is also brought to you by our good friends at RW Promotion, who are the best in the biz when it comes to stickers, flyers, banners, badges, and all other promo you need for your band or business. www.rwpromotion.com.au. Richard from RW is also a big Simpsons fan, so I'll be dragging him along to it too. I know you're listening. Let's get our tickets and let's party. Lock it in. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and iTunes and Spreaker streams through the apps. Give us a shout out. Give us a review. That really helps us out, guys. Share our stuff. We appreciate that as well. It really helps us out. And thanks to everyone that has already. All right, here is my chat with Dr. John from Dr. Colossus. Get your tickets to the tour now. Enjoy. Jono, thanks for joining us on the show tonight, man. How's things going?
Very well, man. How are you?
I'm excellent, dude. Excellent. Just like Mr. Burns would say.
Excellent. Very good.
Excellent. Of course, with the recent news of your upcoming tours and new single 66 and 6, you could say everything is coming up Millhouse for Dr. Colossus. Super exciting times ahead, right, man?
Yeah, it's all kind of fired up again at once. We kind of decided to get some new music on the go, start gigging again, and then there's just a bunch of things all lined up at the right time, and we're off and running again.
I'm super excited, especially the tour kicks off on September 6th in Geelong, and then it makes its way up here to Queensland. I'm super pumped to see you guys. So, is this the first time that you've played up here?
It is the first time we've ever been to Brisbane, and out to Southport as well. And you might have to explain, is Southport considered Gold Coast?
It is, dude. And that's where I am.
Yeah, okay.
I'm on the northern end of the Gold Coast, but I grew up in that area.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because it's such a foreign area to us. We're going to go up and do Crowbar at Brizzy, and then out to Vinnie's Vinny's Dive, so it should be good.
Vinny's, we played there Friday night, and it's
Sweet.
unreal, dude. Man, I
think
love Vinny's.
It sounds like the perfect venue, like just a nice, intimate kind of dive setup. Yeah, I think that'll be a fun show, and particularly because the other bands from the Brizzy show are going to come out and play that one too. So yeah, it'll be fun.
You're hitting it with the Black Swamp, our good friends, the Black Swamp. Have you played with those guys before?
Nah, they were. That all happened purely through the power of Instagram. So every now and again, we would sort of see that they'd put up Simpsons references in there, either in their comments or in their posts, and like just sort of had a similar sense of humor. And then a couple of times they commented on some posts of our Instagram. And I just started having a yarn to those guys through Insta. Said, we'll have to hook up some shows, and they were down.
That's unreal, man, because they are a sick band. They're a hell of a lot of fun.
And I really dig the kind of breadth of their sound as well. They cover the edges of a few sort of nice sounds within that stoner kind of groove, stonery sort of sound, which is nice. Yeah.
Absolutely. They're always a blast to play with those guys. And as we say, Vinny's Dive is sick. That place, you're going to have so much fun. Brisbane, the Crowbar, it's just going to be sick, man.
Huge room for us too. Like ambitious room, but yeah, we're pretty hopeful that we can have a good night and do a sort of first venture up to the Briz.
Do you know what, man? The response has been so good with this. I've been trying to poke it around online, and people have just been keen to see you guys play. I know I have, but I know there's tons of other people that are into metal and the doomy stuff that love the Simpsons. So you I think you got this one in the bag, mate, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I hope so. And I mean, to sort of to sort of hit a serious note as well, and maybe a somber note. The drummer of the band and original member band, Nathan Johnson, he tragically passed away a couple of years ago, and he and I were always planning to go to Brisbane with the band, and we managed to do a couple of smaller tours with Dr. Colossus over to Perth and up as far as Sydney, but back then we never had the opportunity to get up to Brisbane. So it's kind of it is a nice moment to be able to go and play Brisbane for the first time, but it's sort of like a bittersweet thing that he never got to do. But I think there was a lot of people that were into it back then in Brisbane that were hassling us to come up. I think they're probably finally going to see their day of seeing Colossus up there, which is nice.
And are you bringing the Stonecutter costumes with you?
Absolutely. Yeah, it'll be the full show. Yeah, it'll be the full show and more. There's we've got a bunch of surprises for the tour, which will be good, and some new tracks that we haven't ever played. So yeah, we're really like turning. It's turned up from around about 9.5 to a sort of a hot 11 for this tour.
Love it, man. I love it. And part of the tour, you're selling exclusive pickup only merch packs that I saw. They're pre-orders only.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So we did a 7-inch of the new track that we put out, and the Melbourne label Tough Cuff did just a really limited run of 150, and they sold out pretty much straight away. And we were kind of keen to get some for the shows so that we could have a different version that we could sell at those shows. And rather than kind of put them online for pre-orders, possibly have them all sell again quite quickly before the shows, we just decided we're going to hold on to them. And if you wanted to get one and if you wanted to come to the show, we'd guarantee that we'd at least be able to take some up to, because we haven't had the chance to bring merch up to Brizzy before or bring records up there. So it means we get to bring some up there. And if people want to actually secure a copy, they can just sort of
Oh yeah, and the pins. I saw the pins, the little enamel.
Yeah.
Enamel.
So
Is that
we're
how you say it?
getting
Enamel?
some. Yeah, they're like silver chrome pins, and then they've just got a soft enamel filling in the middle. So they'll be kind of in a pack with the record, and it's hand printed, like a mirror finish card that can go in the front of the slip for the cover.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, just a shinier, cooler version that that we're going to take on tour.
I like the glow in the dark Barney shirts too. Are you going to be bringing them up on the tour?
No, they're all gone.
Oh no.
Yeah, but we'll do some unique shirts for the tour.
Cool.
We generally only sort of ever do small runs of stuff, and then when they're gone, they're gone. So we'll do a unique one for this tour, and I'm pretty keen to do some long sleeves or something like that, just to sort of compensate for our cold weather that we're having at the moment.
Do you design the merch yourself?
No, definitely not. That's Glenn Smith, who is who's done stuff for, I think probably most famously for like Frenzal Rhomb and those sorts of bands. So he absolutely adores the world of The Simpsons. So he's always got some really nice ideas. When we give him a bit of an idea of something we're thinking of, he comes back and really hones it and kind of creates that. Yeah, keeps adding to that world. So yeah, he's amazing. We've got a good working relationship with him. So yeah, we just shoot the shit, and then before you know it, he comes out with another amazing piece.
You're going to be hitting the road with Okilly Dokilly, and you wrote a song. You wrote a song dedicated to them called "Stupid Sexy Flanders," and that's going to be sick, man. That's early next year. What a lineup!
Yeah, 2020. That'll be super fun. So yeah, I know Head Ned. I've met him before, and he's a really nice guy. So I think they're going to be really fun shows to hang out with them as well.
So how did you meet Head Ned? How did that come about?
It was purely by chance. I was over in the States, and I shot him an email when I was in Arizona, and I just said, look, I'm in the area. Do you want to catch up, have a yarn, and trade stories? And he and the whole band were just like, yep, let's go out, we'll have dinner. And so we all went out for dinner in Phoenix and and just hung out for the night. So it was it was super nice of them to catch up. But yeah, we just stayed in touch ever since and joked around at potential tours in the future. And they're obviously huge act over in the States now. So when they asked if we wanted to do a tour in Australia, we thought it would be perfect.
And was that after they had White Wine Spritzer at the end of the episode of The Simpsons?
No, that was well and truly before then. So actually the meeting, when I caught up with them for the first time, it was many years ago, and they had a few different members at that point. And the clip had been released, and all the original members are in that clip, but the clip had never been shown on the end of The Simpsons at that point. That only happened probably a month or two ago, which is just like bonkers. So big.
It's insane, and it seems like it's got a bit of a aftershock effect in some way. You know what I mean? Like it's starting to see them go global, and then you guys are going. You know, you're picking up as well. It's like a meeting of the minds. It's all happening, man. It's exciting times.
Yeah, it is exciting, and I think like I don't know. I think people are generally kind of receptive to humor, particularly in heavy music. It's like anything that kind of pops up and breaks away from what people expect, or like particularly with a lot of music press at the moment, it's just all about Slipknot, or it's all about like Dave Grohl. Like there's sort of like just quite serious stories like a lot of serious releases get overlooked because it's just a monopoly of the big guys. A lot of music media and a lot of people who consume it, as soon as there's something that breaks away from that kind of mold and is odd or is humorous, it garners a bit of interest. So I think it's sort of worked out quite well that both dumb themed bands could unite in dumbness for it.
It's a beautiful thing, mate. I'm all for it.
It's ridiculous and very, very silly. So it should be fun.
Have you had contact with the makers of the show, or even Matt Groening?
No, we haven't had any. And for a good part of our existence, we were quite scared of raising our head too much. So when we started, we didn't have any direct references to the Simpsons, and it was all kind of shrouded. Like our first EP, a lot of people picked up, loved it, came to shows, and then kind of midway through the show, the penny dropped that it was a Simpsons themed band. Like a lot of people kind of were coming to gigs and checking us out and didn't even realize that we were singing songs about the Simpsons until they got into the liner notes. So we were, at the time, we were just quite happy flying under the Fox radar. Once Okilly Dokilly popped up on the scene, we were sort of like, it doesn't seem like anyone's suing anyone here, so I think we're pretty free. I think we're pretty free to push it as far as we want. And we just turned it up, went full tilt with it, and to some degree tried to get sued.
But it's, hey, the Mouse owns it now, right? So they seem to be pretty supportive, especially like the Lucasfilm side of things.
I think it's in their best interest. I mean, like, they've got to show that it's like there's so many shit posting groups now, and the Simpsons memes are kind of like a currency online. Everyone kind of uses them, and I think to kind of crack down on people reinterpreting the Simpsons actually really seems quite mean-spirited. And I think they probably are quite happy for people, you know, and by putting same deal with putting Okilly Dokilly at the end of your credits. It's kind of a nice statement, and it's kind of like, you know, we've got a sense of humor and we get it. Like this is obviously funny. Like, and so I think it seems like they're all pretty accepting of it.
Well, it's embracing the fandom in a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
If anything, they squash it, they're shooting themselves in the foot. Because if anything, it's spreading it even further. It's just going to make them more money.
Totally. And I think too, like, people can see through it if you're trying to squash stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
that's right.
Metallica are one of those bands that have, you know, time and time again came out with the lawyers every time someone ever came near one of their songs, or anyone tried to sort of encroach on their pocket. And people kind of smell it pretty quick. Lars Ulrich's kind of earned that reputation for being like that.
It's true, but then I've seen where there have been tribute bands, Metallica tribute bands, and they've told their lawyers to leave them alone.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's good.
So
I hope that happens more. Because I think, like, any of those sort of anything that's born from a fan, you know, anything that's born from people loving it, we don't want a piece of what the Simpsons have. We have a lot of fun working their world into our world, and combining the two actually is like a really, you know, it is a new thing. It's a new experience to kind of frame a story from one of the narratives in an episode in a doom song, or a rock song. It's just like it brings out different parts of the script that people might not have heard before. Or it's just so ridiculous that you can't help but laugh.
Absolutely, man. I'm all for it. And look, dude, I don't know how old you are, but I'm an elderly man of 38, and I remember sitting down on Sunday night for the premiere of The Simpsons on Channel 10 and recording it on VHS and then watching it on repeat and just taping every episode right up until like the end of season 2. Do you remember that?
Oh, I'm only 31, so
I see. Okay.
I was a little kid, and season 3 and 4 were sort of rearing their heads. So, they'd finished up with they'd got past those kind of extra sketchy characters and blacksmithers and Homer Homer kind of has a
about that
voice
tonight.
back then.
Why order?
Like he kind of has a bit of a New York, sounds like a bit of a New York monster.
Bart!
That kind of vibe.
It's funny, eh?
But,
How it's all, yeah.
And you don't even notice until you like, if you slam like through up to like season 10 or something, and then you go back and watch 1 or 2, you're just like, oh, what the hell?
rough.
Like it's like,
So
it's
rough.
super rough. But the stories are really good. Like the original, I think those first few seasons, the stories are super strong. They're always like a really tight, kind of usually tight, like a moral to the story. Like, what have we all learnt today? Kind of storylines. Yeah, no, it's good stuff. Jeez,
Are you a
you
collector
were pretty.
as well?
Nah, I'm not a massive collector. I've just I've got all the box set DVDs. I don't know if there's any. If they released like a HDR or a Blu-ray set, I'd probably get those. I don't know if there's a Blu-ray set yet. But I mean, I'm just an avid lover of all things Simpsons. So yeah, I don't collect any bobbleheads or any kind of bits and bobs like that. I collect pins for my jacket, and I collect patches and stuff like that. More just like I love collecting metal Simpsons stuff, and like I like collecting stuff much like Dr. Colossus that is like ripping off Simpsons things and paying homage to it. I kind of find that stuff, like bootleg stuff, far more interesting.
I'm all about it. See, when it came out originally, I just remember there was just Simpsons. It was Simpsons mania, man, everywhere. It was just everywhere. And I had all the figures and everything. And I just remember there was those handful of kids that weren't allowed to watch The Simpsons.
Yeah. And everyone would be like, "Did you watch that episode?"
They're like, nah. But they could, they could do the Bartman, but they couldn't watch the, the episodes.
Yeah. I've got the Bartman cast single. I remember when that was getting around school. Far out. That's so classic.
Little did they know where it was gonna go, and all those kids are now. I don't know where they are now. That was just bad. You to repress people.
Yeah,
it's such a massive part of our culture now too. As we mentioned before, with the quotes and everything and stuff like that. It's just I don't trust anyone personally. If I work with someone and they don't throw some Simpsons quote in at least once a day, I don't trust them, eh?
Well, and sometimes it's like for people like you and I that are kind of, it's been a big part of our growing up, and like it's sort of sitting in the background, or like having watched multiple times, watched the same episode. Often you'll quote stuff and not even realize you're quoting The Simpsons. And I think like that's the classic, is when you're at work and you'll make a comment and your brain actually isn't even making the link that you're quoting a Simpsons. You're just saying like this silly like line, and then someone will look at you and just be like, "What?" You're like, "Oh yeah, it's off this episode of The Simpsons." Like it's. Yeah, I forgot I was actually just quoting something. Like it's just so embedded in our heads that it's like a second language.
It's true. I mean, the one we use all the time at work is just yes, and that's it. And we all know.
Yeah, and some wouldn't, and some would just think like that is bizarre and that you've got a tick or something. But it's it just colours the world a little bit brighter colours and it's good.
I love it. And of course, Rossi Taylor passed away this week too, which means no more Martin or Udo.
Yeah, I saw that. It's pretty amazing that a lot of those tributes, when they pop up, will have the voice actor beside the characters they played, and it's just it's like it's so staggering that one voice can play so many like key characters. Yeah, that is a pretty amazing contribution to the show that she had. Sad day, but I mean, I guess there a lot of them are getting older, and it's bound to happen.
That's it. Let's wrap them all in bubble wrap, man.
Well, like they are. They're on that box set that I've got in my bookshelf. Like they're there for eternity. Those characters are like, and as they got older and their voices got croakier, like Martin and Uda are from early seasons still sound exactly the same, you know.
Same.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, they've it's like a legacy that they've left, and it's like I reckon it's a pretty amazing one. It's like they've transcended so much of culture, so much of Western society, just with a voice, and no one necessarily knew what any of them looked like until like voice actors started to become a bit more recognized. It's sort of they're just a voice. So yeah, that is interesting seeing those faces pop up whenever someone passes.
It's it's pretty full on, but you're right. It's going to go on and on forever, man. Like you can't ever take that away.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's sort of just like a little bit of a tip of the hat, and then they check out. Their time's up on Earth, but there's going to be a bunch of our kids and their kids that are going to still get a laugh from something that they said one day on the show. It's kind of nice.
It makes me wonder, as we were saying before, like if it's just going to be so ingrained, all those quotes, that it just becomes just part of the English language, and people won't even know.
It'll be really interesting to see whether it is just ingrained in our generation, or like sort of these next couple of generations. It's just not even a blip on the radar. But I don't know. It does seem to transcend decades, so maybe it can kind of hold on for quite a while. It's hard to tell.
Well, who knows, man? But I hope it just keeps on going forever. But
keep going on for me until I check out. So
yeah.
I don't think I'll ever get sick of just grabbing out a box set and picking a random episode and going back for a while.
Do you have a favorite episode?
Probably like I'm like a Last Exit to Springfield kind of guy. That pretty much like there's a little glory spot, a sweet spot of episodes either side of that. And I'm not sure, I can't remember. Everyone always talks about the Conan episodes where Conan was writing. I don't think he wrote that many in the end, but he was sort of in the writing room. But I think round about that era is kind of like the glory spot for all the writers and the gags, where the gags are just so rapid fire. I kind of feel like there's still gags in there that I haven't quite clicked with, and I'll go back and watch and just, I'll get another one, or I'll notice something else. Or I think those are the best. There's episodes that I remember. There'll be someone will drop a gag and it'll just like go straight out of my head, and I haven't even realized. And you just go back, and the next time you watch it, you're just like, oh, how did I miss that? Well, yeah. So probably season 4, any of those, mid-season where it hits its stride, and then season 6 is really good too. Picking episodes is hard.
It's true. It is true. What about a character?
I'm a Gil fan. Massive Gil.
Dude, you read my mind.
Yeah, pretty much any of those pathetic characters. Like the characters that are just like the bottom of the barrel. Like Mo as well is one that the older I get, I find he's kind of like overt depression, and he's sort of like he's battle with the black dog, and he's kind of like trying to keep this bar open, and just the people he has in his bar he hates, but then his own customers. Like all those kind of realities are sort of, when you're a kid, you don't resonate with it, but the older you get, you're like, I really resonate with Mo. And just bitter characters and characters that the world has kind of beaten up a bit, you know. Yeah,
that's awesome. No, that's good. No, I'm all about it. Yeah, Gil. Oh, Gil.
Yeah, Gil is like the bottom of the barrel, man. Like he is. he is like the rough end of the stick. That's good stuff.
Oh man, it's just it never ends. So good. Yeah. But what's of course back to Dr. Colossus. You guys, you got a new album coming out. What's happening?
Yeah, well, I mean, the album will be a while off. We've only really started digging again properly this year. Like after Nev passed away, we really we weren't going to play anymore. We managed to kind of keep playing with old school friends of ours, and my brother plays guitar, so like we all knew Nath real well, and like kind of those two guys that have joined get the vibe. Josh and Joel, they're both sort of on the level and kind of slot in really quick. So yeah, we've just started writing new music now. It's taken us a while to sort of, I guess, work out what we wanted to do with a stylistically, where we want to push it. But yeah, we've got new tunes on the boil. So I'd say we're probably the album ready by around about Okilly Dokilly time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see you and the boys up here in Queensland. That's for sure, man. And I want to thank you for taking the time, especially chatting so long about the Simpsons. I love it.
Oh, pleasure. Yeah, no worries at all.
Good chat. Awesome, man. Well, I'll see you and the boys in Brisbane. Until then, man, enjoy.
Beauty. Looking forward to catching up.